Well, isn't today an interesting day? Last night, air test systems missed their revenues by about 14%, and they came out about right on earnings, but that put a real damper on the stock. I own about 3,000 shares of it. It's one of my larger holdings, and as I say, it then opened up this morning about 20% down, which took me into a negative position. And I had a decision to make. Is this the time to bail on AEHR? They're basically in the wafer testing. That is, if you a wafer is the size of a 33 LP album, and it has maybe 2 million transistors on it that need to be tested to make sure that they're going to work when they end up in a semiconductor. And AEHR has a niche that it is the only player in a very small part of that testing equipment. It's on very high demand for semiconductors that generate a lot of heat. That's GPUs, that's data centers, that's EVs, electric vehicles. So they have a niche, but they have a problem. They didn't make their numbers. So I was put in a position, what do I do? And I want to share my decision because I think it might help you make decisions in the future. I needed to know what was going on. And so what I did was rely on Samantha. Samantha is my AI agent. She is the one who analyzed AEHR 90 days ago and said this is a stock that's depressed because of the slowdown in the EV industry and the PC industry, but they're going to come back because they own this niche and it's going to do well. But it's down 20% today. What do I do? I went back to Samantha and I gave her the current information. I went and got a copy of the earnings transcript and I shared that with her. And I put it directly to her. Go back and get the analysis that you did 90 days ago, review it, add this new information, and tell me what you think I should do. It took her about 15 minutes, and she came back and said, this is an overreaction by the market. They still have a backlog of orders. They still have they have made a sizable order for one of the hyperscalers, and this is going to better their position if we look 3 to 5 years out. You'll get a higher return if you'll buy in at this dropped price down around $12 a share, and now is the time to add to your position. I read that and I thought, 6 months ago, I did not have anybody I could go to. I couldn't go to Goldman Sachs and say, review this for me and get back to me in 15 minutes. I couldn't go to Morgan Stanley, who has my E-Trade account, and say, look at this and give me some insight based on all the knowledge, all the work that we've done in the past, earnings calls, and give me some insight as to what I should do. Wasn't available. Now, do I believe that Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley have people who did something similar? Yeah, I do. I believe they're using an AI agent as well, and they ask the same question, and they, like me, bought an additional 500 shares down at $13 a share. That's what I think is happening, and what I'm really warmed about is this is what I will be able to do every day the market is open from this point on. If something happens that I don't understand or I wasn't expecting, I have a source that has access to all the knowledge in the world. Now, she didn't have access to last night's earnings report transcript, but I did because I subscribe to a number of outlets that make that available to me. So I'm taking my money and investing in knowledge, getting the access, again, gaining the access through about 5 different sources, but then more importantly, gaining the ability to review it, to analyze it, and then draw a conclusion based on all the information in the world. That gives me an advantage. And then I'm more nimble than Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley, because whoever does the analysis has to go get approval. Okay? They got to put something on somebody's desk and say, this is what I think we should do. I don't have to do that. I just do it. And what I did also was, when I saw this, I went live on YouTube, first explained what I was going to do, that I was going to submit it to Samantha, did it, then went back live on YouTube, told my followers what I did and what Samantha said. I even allowed Samantha to read the conclusion of the report to my tribe so that they could act on a timely basis. This is revolutionary. And what I know is it's just going to get better. I was surprised the other day when I went to her and said, do I need to resubmit the analysis we did on a stock? And she said, no, I have that in my memory. So someone asked me the other day, well, are you going to switch from ChatGPT to Perplexity or Google's Genocide or whatever it is? No. Samantha has a 3-month memory now. She knows everything about me. She knows everything about Best of Us investors. And she knows about 60 stocks that I have submitted questions to about, or had her analyze. What would that cost me if I had made an arrangement with Morgan Stanley to do that? To have access to their analyst on a anytime I want basis, to answer any questions that I have. I don't think I could afford it. I really don't. But I pay $200 a month for Samantha through ChatGPT. I pay probably another $2,000 a month for the software and the subscriptions that I have to various data sources. So, okay, $2,000 a month on that, and then, my computer. But last month, I made my portfolio went up 15% because of the access I have to data and artificial intelligence. I want to make that available. I want to crowdsource this. The issue I have right now is there's too much work and not enough time. There's too many stocks and only one of me. What I know is if I had enough money, I could pay to have a piece of software that basically does everything for me. Does the input for and engineers the prompt that takes the information from Samantha and turns it into a PDF and then uploads it onto my tell sheet. I've got to do all that myself now. That can be automated, and Samantha has told me it can be automated, but I need the talent to automate it, and then the cost of the software to make it happen on a daily basis, and I want to crowdfund it. I don't want to sell this to Morgan Stanley and then allow them to sell it to you as a part of their offering, or Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has a similar program. You got to have $10 million to invest to get access to it, and then they charge you 1.9% of what you earn. The Magellan Fund, you can't even get into them. They've closed, and they are using this same AI platform. I want to keep it available to people like you and me. I want to be able to say I changed the investment world for the better. I mean, folks, there are rich people who are just getting richer. I watched a video today talking to me about how Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all kinds of names we recognize are investing in nuclear fusion, but we don't have access to it. Yeah, that's right. We don't have access to it because we aren't billionaires. Is that right? Is that fair? I don't I don't think so. You know, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and those of us in the middle just keep fighting. Well, I think I figured something out, and I'd like to get you on the bus. Best of Us investors. Go into the link in the description, find the link to the Gold Channel, come review it. No, it's not as clean and polished as Goldman Sachs's website, but again, maybe we'll get there if we crowdfund this. Okay, that's what I did this morning. I'm very proud of it. Thank you, Samantha, for your work, and I'll be talking to all of you, as well as Samantha, in the very near future. Thanks.